Hi, I'm Mandy Johnson, the Health and Wellness Program Manager for Central Arkansas Veterans Healthcare System. And we're going to continue the walk around the wheel today. Again, if you don't have this workbook, feel free to reach out to us. The information will be below at the end of this video, and we can send it to you at home, and you can join us through these videos on the Facebook page and just work through them with us if you so feel the need. We are going to cover food and drink today, which we all know is very important. What we eat is what we are oftentimes. So how can we be mindful about what we eat and live a little bit healthier through eating? That doesn't mean that we have to eat nothing but lettuce like rabbits or cut out all meat. It's about finding the right mixture for you. There's several videos by Meg, our dietitian, with some healthy eating options where you can just add these simple things to what you eat to make little changes that can benefit you greatly health-wise. So let's talk about food and drink a little bit. And I always like to start by asking you to think about, what does food and drink mean to you? Are you interested in eating healthier? Maybe you're not. But just taking some time to evaluate and explore your own eating and drinking habits, and if you feel like they're healthy, or if you want to make some changes with them. So we know that we fuel our body through nourishment of food. And there's little simple things that are very, very important, like drinking more water, maybe replacing some of the sweet drinks like sweet tea or sodas or alcohol that carry a lot more calories, where water is really the majority of our body makeup, and we really need it for our body to replenish and heal and be healthy. So, and other little habits like smoking. Sometimes when people try to quit smoking, the first thing they want to do is eat that hand-to-mouth thing to try to replace the smoking. You can get gum, sugar-free candies, little things you can do with your diet when trying to change habits like that as well. Certain supplements can be beneficial for your health. Maybe you are anemic, but always make sure that you consult with your healthcare providers on those different supplements and nutrients that you may take, because if you're taking other medications, they can have contraindications. Just before you do that, make sure you visit with your healthcare provider first. But those supplements can be beneficial as well. So I want you to just think about mindfully choosing what your eating habits are. Whether it's, I am mindfully eating this Reese's peanut butter cup, or I want this Reese's peanut butter cup, but maybe I'll eat an apple instead. Just being aware that that is a choice and that you are acknowledging it at that time of choice. So how can you improve, just by doing little subtle things, your eating habits? Let's think about why we eat typically mindlessly when we're not thinking about it. We just go through our routine and habit because we are creatures of habit. But actually, how can we change those automatic behaviors for eating into a mindful attention to it? So the first one, eating past full and ignoring. Sometimes we overfill our plate and we feel the need to eat everything on it, so we overfill ourselves. But just instead, taking the time as we're eating to acknowledge our body and that we are starting to get full, and not waiting to quit eating until we're full, because it takes that food a little while to work itself all the way down, and just attempting to eat a little bit slower. Another thing we tend to do by habit is eating when our emotions tell us to eat. So if we're sad or if we're tired or it's the end of the day, I tend to visit Little Debbie. I think I own stock. But maybe just being mindful, instead of eating out of boredom or time of day, to only eat when you're hungry. That is mindful eating, waiting until our body says, hey, I'm hungry, I need some nourishment. Also, eating alone, random times and places, not having a set routine of eating. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and timed snacks. If we just kind of pick all day long, that can be a habit that we are not mindful of, but actually making eating a routine. So many meals a day, whether it's a snack or whether it's a meal, and trying to stay within those bounds. Another thing we tend to do is eating foods emotionally for comfort foods. I know I have a sweet tooth. I tend to turn to sweets just to relax in my day. So just being mindful of that and choosing foods that are actually have some nutrient, healthy content, some carrots to chew on, or maybe an apple. So a lot of our fruits still have that sweet if we need that. But instead of just thinking mashed potatoes and steak, see if there's something that might have just a little bit healthier food value for you to replace that with. Eating and multitasking, sitting at your desk at work and eating some potato chips. Really try to be mindful in life overall. If you're doing something, put everything and the attention into that. If you're eating, be fully mindful of that and try not to mix multitasking. Sitting in front of the TV, try not to do that unless it's a treat. Maybe with the movies, you pop some popcorn. But for the most part, watching TV, be mindful and really pay attention to what you're watching. Large helpings on plates. When we're hungry, we tend to overload our plates. And then again, like I said at the beginning, we have a tendency to feel like we have to eat it all. Start with small portions. You can always add more later. I tell my kiddos that. But we have this feeling of not wasting the food. So always start small and you can add more if need be. Processed beverages, from sweetened tea to soda pops to alcoholic beverages, add a lot of sugar and a lot of empty calories. So just really trying to replace a little bit of that with water. You don't have to cut out all your sodas if you're used to drinking them 4 or 5 a day. Just maybe think about decreasing one and replacing it. Or not decreasing or changing anything, just adding an 8 or 6 ounce helping of water each day to what you already do. Just making little changes. Eating out. Maybe if you eat out 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, having a kitchen time, maybe practicing some of the recipes we share here on these videos, but actually trying to cook some food at home. We tend to have a healthier meal when we pick and choose the ingredients and create a meal. So trying to cut out a little bit of the drive-through fast food service eating. Less processed foods that way. Snacking. Really choosing healthy snacks. It's healthy if you're working out a lot and you burn a lot of calories to have little intermittent snacks throughout your day, but maybe replacing chocolate-covered peanuts with just peanuts. Or if you like crunchy chips, that crunchy carrot or celery sticks with peanut butter. Is there something you could replace it with that you enjoy that's healthy versus something that may be a habit that is not as healthy? And then lastly, considering a meal with no nutritional value that is quick and easy. The fast pace of the world today, we really run through and we're really quick and we're grabbing this and we're grabbing that. But trying to be mindful about slowing down and knowing what our choice is in that food. Consider where it comes from. Is it a farm-to-table option? Maybe doing your own garden, you'll take the time to go out and pull those healthier ingredients. But these are all techniques that we kind of do through routine societally that you can just add that mindful component to change those habits. There's concerns sometimes, other things that we tend to do, and I know I'm a culprit of, and it's called reward eating. Oh, I'm going to go get ice cream since I completed my workout today, and I almost just nullified my workout with that ice cream. So in this workbook, there's several other things that you can look at that give ideas like unrealistic expectation. If you have 7 Dr. Peppers a day, it's unrealistic to say you're going to cut them out of your diet. Really being realistic about the choices that you make when you identify something that you want to change. And slip-ups. Sometimes when we have a slip-up, we decide, that's it, I can't do this, and we throw all our effort out. But slip-ups are okay. We do it almost in everything. Don't be hard on yourself. Just be mindful of that and be ready for it the next time to try to make a little bit better choice. Lots of other little ideas in this book. And this session ends with a mindful eating exercise. But this can be used anywhere. It's just a script to teach you how to eat mindfully, how much you put on your plate. Taking some time to look at your food. Slowly raising it to your mouth, maybe smelling it. Taking some time to chew it, feel the texture and the flavor before swallowing, and just slowing down your eating. Maybe taking a little small break between each bite. giving attention to each thing on your plate. But it really just tells us how to, when we have food in front of us, eat it mindfully. So you can practice that with your family or yourself and kind of make a routine out of it for yourself. If you have any questions, as usual, you can reach out to us at 501-257-3144, or you can email us at the email below. And you can request a book as well, and we can mail that to you. Have a great day, and just enjoy what you eat, but be mindful.